What's happening, everybody? Justin, Bridgewater's finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter, and welcome to week 5 of my weekly NFL Picks show for the 2015-2016 NFL season. Man, 16 thumbs down on the video last week? I must be really bad at this job. But thanks for the views, kids. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to start facing the unfortunate fact that the sunglasses were holding me back. The last 2 weeks since I had the unfortunate accident where I broke my sunglasses, I've been on a tear against the spread and over-under and straight up. Last week I had a fantastic week again, going 11-4 in 15 games straight up. That leaves me with a straight up record of 42-21-0. That is actually my best straight up record through 4 weeks since I've been doing this, since I started in 2012. Against the spread, I had another solid week last week, going 9-6 total. That has me 35 up, 27 down with 1 push so far on the season. And over-under, we finally got it back to 500. I was 8-5-2 last week, got 2 pushes on the over-under. That leaves me at an even record of 30-30 with 3 pushes. Platinum, gold, silver, and bronze from last week, I went 3-1. I lost my gold pick, honestly, due to my own stupidity. I picked a NFC West game. Like, the NFC West is my bane. Like, trying to predict the NFC West, and it does it to me every season, and I never learn. The NFC West, when 2 NFC West teams play each other, the bronze pick, I told you to take Seattle to beat Detroit. That worked out, although barely, and now we have a whole new Bat-gate bullshit to talk about for a couple of weeks. Indianapolis beat Jacksonville, again, barely, 16-13. 2 3-point games there for my bronze and silver picks. The gold pick I lost. I told you to take Arizona to beat St. Louis. Didn't work out. And the platinum pick was the one that was never really in doubt. Atlanta clobbers Houston 48-21. So got the platinum, silver, and bronze. Missed the gold. Taking a look at the Bridgewater's finest pick'em pool for season 4, had another very good week, obviously, going 11-4. Still sit in 9th place now out of 50 managers. We got up to 50. That was one of my goals. I wanted to get there. We are finally there. So up to 50 managers, 358 out of 528 possible confidence points on the season for me. That is a clip of 68%, which is very close to where I want to be. Not quite there yet. Week 4, I brought in 88 of 120 possible confidence points. That is a clip of 73%. That's a good week as far as I'm concerned. That's right where you want to be. Shout out to our Week 4 winner, Billy B., fellow NFL YouTube prognosticator, formerly of Team Take'em, has now kind of branched out on his own. Billy B was 13-2 in Week 4. That is an unbelievable mark right there. 104 out of 120 possible confidence points. That is a clip of 87%. That's a fantastic week. Billy B wins Week 4. And our overall leader, what is old is new again. GioKnows has climbed back into solo possession of the overall lead in the Bridgewater's finest pick'em pool. Gio is 43-20 picking straight up games so far this year. 381 out of 528 possible confidence points. That's a clip of 72%, which is the percentage. That's right where I want to be. So shout out to Billy B for winning week 4 and to GioKnows for returning to solo possession of the overall lead. I'll take this opportunity to remind you that if you go to the description of this video, you're going to be able to find all of my against the spread and over-under picks for week 5 in the NFL, all of my results from last week and so far on the season, information on how to join the Bridgewater's finest pick'em pool for season 4, and links to other high-quality NFL YouTube prognosticators, as well as the link to our Facebook page. Before we get into the picks for week 5, I actually have a couple of questions that I want to pose to you guys. I don't think I did that last week, which may be why the comments were a little slow last week. Got a couple of questions. I want you guys to be thinking on them while I'm talking about the upcoming games. Give me a great answer in the comments section below. With Arizona losing last week, we are down to 6 undefeated teams in the NFL: Atlanta, Carolina, Green Bay, Denver, Cincinnati, and New England. My question to you is, which of those 6 teams do you think is going to be the final unbeaten team? And you're also going to notice there the first 2 teams that I mentioned are in the same division, Atlanta and Carolina, sitting at 4-0, and they've pretty much got a monopoly, a 3-game lead already on the other teams in that division, relatively weak division. But it got me to thinking there's a lot of conversation about those 2 teams being what they call soft 4-0s or weak 4-0 because of some of the competition that they play. My question to you is, between Atlanta and Carolina, which one do you think is actually the weaker or softer 4-0? So you answer those two questions for me in the comments section below. Let's get into the picks for week 5. We're going to start with the bronze pick, where, as I mentioned again, I am 4-0 on the year. My bronze pick sees the Washington Redskins travel to Atlanta to take on the aforementioned Falcons. There may be no more confident running back in the NFL right now than Devonta Freeman. This kid is running like he has no idea where he is or the magnitude of what he's doing. He's just running the football, and that's, when you're a young player, that's exactly what you need to do. Devonta Freeman is on fire. Now, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones put up a bit of a dud last week. Luckily, they didn't need it. They clobbered Houston. That game was probably never in doubt. Now, the Falcons may be getting Tevin Coleman back this week from his broken ribs. I don't think that's going to have much of an impact in the run game. He'll probably be on a snap count, and he's definitely playing second fiddle to Freeman at this point. Washington still, right now, sits with one of the best, if not the best, statistical run defense in the NFL. It's pretty much the only thing they've got going for them. So Devonta Freeman is going to be facing a pretty stiff test this week. Is that enough to get Washington to beat Atlanta in Atlanta? I don't think so. I think if the run game's not working, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are going to put last week's bit of a bump in the road there, but they're going to put that in the rearview mirror, and they're going to have a huge game. I like Atlanta all day here. Yeah, I know I took them for the platinum pick last week, but bronze pick, I'm going to tell you to take Atlanta to beat Washington in Atlanta. My silver pick, where I am 3-1 on the season, sees the St. Louis Rams traveling to Green Bay, a game we mentioned a little bit earlier, taking on the Packers. The Packers have been playing lights out. It's like trying to defend an all-Madden team on Madden 16. It's just been impossible. Aaron Rodgers looking like the MVP that he was last year and could potentially be again this year. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. Green Bay has been rolling, and especially rolling at home. Now, St. Louis had that big upset win last week, a divisional game against Arizona, as we mentioned, beat them by 2. But if you look back, whenever St. Louis has one of these big wins, they tend to play themselves into a letdown game the next week. St. Louis, you really can't depend on them in any way. Whereas if you look on the other side of the football, Green Bay is basically the model of consistency in terms of a whole total team effort. So I don't think there's any reason why St. Louis wins this game. It's back-to-back games on the road. I don't see it happening. So for my silver pick, I'm going to tell you to take Green Bay to beat St. Louis in Green Bay. My gold pick, where I am 2-2, sees the Chicago Bears traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. I am personally threatening the Kansas City Chiefs with the underperformers of the year label. This is a team that should be playing better than it is a better team than the record would suggest, and honestly, this is a team that should be better. Now, coming back home, getting a pretty soft opponent in Chicago, that is exactly what the doctor ordered for a big performance here, especially from the run game. Meanwhile, Chicago pulled a big win last week at home against Oakland, as I said they would. So Chicago got the win last week. Jay Cutler actually looked pretty good in his return. He's still a guy that I love to rag on, but, at the end of the day, he got the job done. Different beast here entirely, having to go into Kansas City, one of the loudest buildings in football, and try to beat the Chiefs. I don't think Chicago's going to win back-to-back weeks here, so I'm pretty confident in this, even though Kansas City has been slouching. This is just what the doctor ordered. For my gold pick, I'm going to tell you to take Kansas City to beat Chicago in Kansas City. And my platinum pick, where we are back to 2-2 on the year, sees the Cleveland Browns travel to Baltimore for a divisional matchup with the Ravens. I know Gio is screaming at me right now about taking a divisional matchup for my top pick of the week. Fact of the matter is, Baltimore had a character win last week. They're going to be on extra rest. They're coming home. It's an opponent they know very well. Cleveland has shown me absolutely nothing so far this year that would lead me to believe that they can beat what is a good team in their own house. Add to that the fact that Cleveland might have the most porous or second most porous run defense in all of football, and I expect Justin Forsett's going to have a big day. Fact of the matter is, Baltimore's better than their record suggests, and they're going to prove it this week. Cleveland traveling to Baltimore, no contest. My platinum pick, I'm going to tell you to take Baltimore to beat Cleveland in Baltimore. Now let's take a look at the rest of my straight-up picks for Week 5 in the NFL. Check them. That's the week 5 show for you, folks. Comments, hate, and love, you know where they go, in the comments section below. If you're gonna thumbs down the video, at least have the balls to leave a comment and tell me why. It's time for the comment of the week from the week 4 video. Comment of the week this week goes to Seth Gunderson, who's been a viewer of mine for a few seasons. He had the comment of the week this week, and it reads like this. Seth Gunderson says, I've watched your show since season 2, and I've never been in your league. Well, Seth, never a better time to join than now. But I've been in a neighborhood league, and I went 16-0 for the first time. Yeah, sure you did. I picked this comment as the comment of the week for one simple reason. I will tell you right now, if there is ever a week that I go 16-0, I may consider stopping doing this. Not because of any, 16-0, I win, it's not an ego thing. It's just like, where do you go from there? Like, do you go any higher than, like, okay, I went 16-0, I went perfect one week. Where do I go from here? If there's no next level. So there you go. If you love my videos, hope that I never go 16-0. If you hate my videos, pray that I go 16-0. So thank you for your comment, Seth. You are the comment of the week from the week 4 video. Gonna get you out of here now on my CFL picks for week 16 in the CFL season. Week 16 in the CFL is kind of significant. It's the one week where there are 5 games and a team plays twice. Toronto is the team that plays twice this week. They actually beat Ottawa at home. That would have been my pick had I actually made the video in enough time to include that. So you know what? I'm going to count it. I'm 1-0 in week 16. Here are my week 16 CFL picks for the games that still remain. I've got Hamilton at home to beat Saskatchewan. I've got Calgary at home to beat Edmonton. I've got BC at home to beat Winnipeg. And I've got Montreal at home to beat Toronto on a short week, only 6 days rest. So I was 2-2 last week. I'm adding the 1-0 from the game earlier this week. I'm currently 10-7 picking the CFL so far this year. So you know what? For the first year doing it, we're over 500. I'll take it. That is your show this week, folks. Remember to answer those 2 questions for me in the comments section below. Week 5 is in the books. Enjoy it, folks. We'll see you again for week 6.